no remorse, you have no heart, you're just a cold-blooded person where you don't care about nobody else. You're driving around with revolvers and stuff, and you're just thinking that that's normal. And then he set me up with a undercover because he got caught by the federal police. So I sold him a couple of firearms, and then I met him this like panel wagon type thing, two sliding doors open, and then the dudes ran out all masked up and all the lasers and stuff. And my life's way more structured. I'm trying to achieve more things and do more things to better his chances and just give him the lifestyle that he deserves,
Young soldier of God, steady march.
Yo, it's your boy Dave here, and this is the Felon Show. Hope all is going well out there. God bless you all. How about you introduce yourself, my bro, and where you're from?
Yeah, what up, my bro, Dave? So my name is Myles Gibbons. I'm from Wainuiomata. I was in Melbourne 3 or 4 years ago, like Dave, and now we're back in New Zealand trying to pave the way.
Yeah, paving the way, all right, bro, for all of our other brothers and sisters out there struggling. And yeah, man, Myles, bro, it's good to have you back on the show, man. So this guy is actually this guy actually jumped on the show way back, actually, when I was proper first starting the show, man. Didn't know how to edit, didn't know how to do any of that sort of stuff, bro. Just sort of just interviewed him and chucked it straight on YouTube and things like that. That was back in the coffee cup, bro.
Bro, yeah.
When I did that first interview, I think I think like 5 minutes of the interview, you were like serving customers, and I just left that in the interview and sort of was just sitting here waiting. Yeah, I didn't even know how to edit or nothing back then. Never heard of iMovie, never heard of nothing like that. So now
just evolving in all aspects of life, eh? That's what it's all about.
Bro. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me
bro.
Both. Well, look, man. So this is Myles Gibbons here. Originally from the Nui, out there at the south of the North Island. Man, I got so much love for this bloke right here, man. So me and this guy done a bit of time together back over there in Melbourne. Like he said, he was deported from Melbourne and sent back here to New Zealand, same as me, so now me and this guy actually got a bit of history. We've been in the unit together, and we've sparred together, ran laps in the yard together, and ate the old rice and tuna together, man. So that's why it's such a beautiful thing, man, to see my brother here doing well in life as well, and just to see how far we've come from Port Phillip and all of that. So like I said, this is actually the third time he's jumping on. I've actually gotten a few guests back on now that I interviewed originally, just because obviously the platform's grown a lot since then. So I thought I'd revisit a lot of the boys and see how they're doing.
Oh, you're just touching on what you were saying too. It's quite inspiring seeing your growth as well. I guess from where we've come from, and in the prior videos, even from where we've gone from those videos and how we've both gone in our own ways and what we're doing. It's awesome to see us doing our thing, and I'm proud of you. Much love for you too, brother.
So the man here, again, so this is a mad story of redemption here. So he grew up in the Nui, down there in the South of the North Island. He eventually went to Melbourne and things like that. Unfortunately, got caught up in the mix and caught up in the game involving drugs and guns and all of this sort of stuff. And, the man ended up coming back here. He's worn many hats since he's come back. He's done the Insta with the videos and things like that. And then, with the coffee cart, and then now he's in corporate now, killing it. Man, it's just a beautiful thing to see, bro. And especially, coming from the yard and coming from Scarborough North there, Port Phillip, it's just, again, man, it's a beautiful thing to see, my bro. So, I mean, like, what are you doing with yourself nowadays, bro?
Yeah, so I've been back for 3 years now. And like you were saying, I first come back, took my first year to sort of transition and understand what I was doing and how things are a lot slower back here. Catching up with friends and family. Then I started a coffee cart. I knew that was never going to be sufficient for the family and create a lifestyle. So obviously I had to let that go, which was hard because I had a bit of a relationship with the old coffee cart. Then we obviously had our son during that time, Zeke, who's now 2 years old. I asked for the coffee cart to become full-time with my boys. So my partner was more into the work scene than I was at that stage after us getting out and stuff, and that was her pride and joy. Mine was just still training a lot. So if I could look after him to get him back into work, I would do that. So she's done her hairdressing and whatnot, and then we got our son into care. Then I started up in the corporate world only about 4 months ago now, and it's just changed my life completely. You know, like it's one of those things. I always wanted to get into sales. I obviously done the wrong sales in the past, and if I could transition that into the corporate world, because now I can knock on anybody's door, and it's for the right reasons. And it's just crazy now. Like you know, like trying to become more articulated and be more professional and inside the corporate world and outside of the corporate world as well. And the opportunities that are arising now are just unreal. And also working for a 100% Māori owned organization too is pretty cool. You know,
Wow.
like just everything's just sort of falling into place. And I've always wanted to dive into my culture a lot more. So now we're going to have a tutor come through once a week and do some te reo classes with us, which is just like, if I'm getting paid to do that, I'm a happy man, So
Can you paint a picture of what it was like, bro, growing up out there in Wainui-o-Mata, bro?
Yeah. It's known as the hood, but for us it was home. I loved growing up in Wainui-o-Mata. Got lots of lifetime friends. It was a beautiful community. If you were doing the right things. I got really heavy into the sports, the rugby league. That was sort of what kept me away from going down the other paths. Um, and yeah, schooling and stuff like that. Done the sports academy, all that sort of jazz. And I just realized that Wano wasn't really evolving to where I wanted to be. A lot of people there stay there and didn't want to leave the bubble. No one goes. There's one way in, one way out. So no one goes over the hill, bro. Everyone just stays there, and you just have your own little community. And I was like, there's got to be more to life than this. And I was doing a few bad things at that time, on and off, and I just knew that that wasn't for me. So I moved to Melbourne with my partner at the time, and just seeing what the world was all about. Well, even though I was in Australia, to me that was a whole other world. And then I
Yeah,
got into youth
100%.
work, and got into youth work, and I've always had a passion to help others. Having some things I experienced through my lifestyle growing up in Wainui. Me and my dad have so many similarities. It's crazy. I'll try to pick the good ones, but obviously I've still got a lot of the bad ones as well. I'm just trying to evolve and change those into using them for the right reasons. But growing up, I was exposed to a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, more drugs than anything. My brother and sister tried to being the eldest out of us three, just try to sort of steer them away from it, and just try to keep them in their rooms when things were going on and all that sort of stuff. Being left outside houses for 4 8 hours, and then lying to mum about not being here and being there, and just a lot of mind games. So there's a bit of there was a little bit of trauma, I guess, in that sense of seeing things that you don't normally see and you're exposed to as a kid. But I guess it's just one of those things now. Being an adult, just use those to turn them into a positive, and just know what I won't have around my son, and how he'll grow up differently. Because of that upbringing, I really wanted to move to Melbourne and then do my thing and try to get enough of a foundation, I guess, to bring my sister over, then my little brother, and I did end up bringing my sister over, which was awesome. That's what I wanted to do, was to just show them what was out there, and she come over. But then I ended up getting into my bad ways and got into the habits, and was working full time, and I was injured at work and didn't get ACC, which is work cover over there. So I just done what paid the bills, and then I started to use what paid the bills, and then all of a sudden I was in the fantasy world for a year, just doing all kinds of crazy things. And then I met you 3 months later when we were in Port Phillip prison.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I've always been against methamphetamine and everything else, and obviously heroin, because my dad was heavy on the heroin, so that's one thing I've never done. But with the meth and stuff, I've always hated that stuff. I've always been really against it, and like I said, heavy into sports, training, weights, whatever. And then when I was down and out, bro, my friend actually said he broke up with his girlfriend. This is the exact story, and he goes, he was all depressed. I said, bro, what do you want to do? He goes, oh, let's go do this. He doesn't normally do that either. And I said, nah, I don't want to do that. Smoke that meth. What's that? He goes, bro, come on, it'll be fun one time. Bro, we did it. Went to the gym, banging out 180 squats in there. A bench just felt like I was on top of the world, bro. Like I was like from Hercules. And then we went out that night. I was thinking, this is it, this is it. Then it was like once a month, and it was once every few weeks, and once every week. Before I knew it, it was just every day, bro. And then somehow it's that much of an evil thing, as it takes control of you. Like I think it's the root of it's the devil itself. Like everything you just have no remorse, you have no heart, you're just a cold blooded person, but you don't care about nobody else. And yes, I went from, little bits of using to just flat stick, bro, just everything, just doing whatever, whenever, not really caring about anything, and just got out of control. And then I went from, small amounts to larger amounts and dealing on a bigger scale and probably at a higher risk. And then you're driving around with revolvers and stuff, and you're just thinking that that's normal. And then, once you come out of that sort of cycle, you just think, what the fuck were you up to? But at the time, you think you live in the dream, penthouses and strippers, and you're thinking it's all cool. And then you get out of that and think, bro, it's sometimes it gives me anxiety by thinking about it back in the days. There was cool stories when I was inside, gee, all the boys like, yeah, bro, it was mad, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, what a waste of a life. But also it's an awesome life lesson and what it's taught me to now transition into my life and obviously what I'll never be doing again. And also to be able to relate to some of the boys or girl mates going through that sort of stuff and being able to touch on those things and why it is important to try to get out of that cycle because it'll eat you up.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And like you said, man, it's the devil itself, in many aspects, in many ways. Well, bro, do you mind touching on, what you ended up going to jail for? And
no, of course, yeah. So so I ended up. So a good friend of mine at the time, he got caught for importing steroid rolls. So he was making his own steroids and selling them on Agora or underworld bloody what do you call them websites, and he set me up with a undercover because he got caught by the federal police. So to get off his charges, he set me up, and then being a good friend, I didn't question him. I met this dude, and he turned up in a big Maloo, this candy green bloody big shaker thing. Was like out of a magazine, bro. I thought that's pretty tough. Dude was all bung bagged up, like tats and that. Like, I got a bag, then he an ounce, and he bought a few more ounces. He got up to about 10 ounces, then he bought a couple of firearms, and he kept pressing on the firearms. And I said, "Oh, I don't do that. Only for people that I know and stuff." And then my friend vouched for him and said, "No, he's sweet." So I sold him a couple of firearms. And then I met him 3 days after Christmas at a parking lot in Kilo Downs outside the KFC. And all the car parks were taken. And I pulled in. So there was like two parks or one park left. I pulled in and I hopped out, bro. I popped the boot and I picked up this bag that had the 4 ounces. And then I turned around and this like panel wagon type thing, 2 sliding doors open. And then the dudes ran out all masked up and, all the legs and stuff. And I was thinking, this is a modern warfare. So I was just arguing with a dude about something that if they had seen that, it could have been used against me. So I just threw my phone. I said, if you move again, we'll shoot you. I said, I'm not looking to get shot or anything. So I went to the ground and they just battered me. And then went back to the interview process, no comments, you kitty fiddlers, dogs, all that sort of jazz. And then got there, then I got put into the map. The map, that's a place we never forget, eh? The old cordial noodles, mean.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't feel real. I'll touch on this some more. So just before I left my house, I had an X amount of whatever was there, and I've done whatever I've done, and I've brought it down. So I've just woken up as well. So just had a sleep. So I've just had a big puff, a drink of juice or whatever, like just out the gate, bro. Like, there's no Weet-Bix here. Hop in the car. So I'm just feeling on top of the world in the Caprice, just cruising. And then, bro, I just hop out. It didn't feel real, bro. I felt like I was in a movie, to be honest, because I was obviously hot as. And they're just battering me, bro. And I just keep yelling out, don't touch my sister, don't touch my sister. And then when I laid there, I was spitting out blood, just rolling on the ground, handcuffed. I was just like, I realized there was like 50 or 60 people there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then later to realize that everyone was unmarked. So even normal cars, not just like normal mufti cars, the whole car park was almost set up for this. They were expecting to get a lot more off me. They thought I was like trafficking like big lots of firearms, which I wasn't doing, which was good. So they went back to the house after that and I had to go through and all that jazz. And they found nothing but a couple of like little things, knuckle dusters and all those little things. But there was nothing else in the house, thankfully. So that was a relief.
Going to prison and things like that, bro, how was that for you as well? Because obviously you were sort of, I guess, playing the father role, I guess, in your family and that as well. You know what I mean? So how was that going to prison?
Yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things. Is that what you mean, eh? Like, being a role model figure to being visited in prison in greens and monkey suits, I was just like, what a piece of shit. In terms of what I've done to my siblings and my mum and, all my other family or close friends. And then I think it probably took a couple of months and then we met and we started training and we're getting fit and we're running every day. Then I started to feel good, and then I just realized that like I know like like we're stuck inside the four walls, but our mindset can be outside the four walls. And I think that's what always helped me. So, and then we all had our bros who had children and stuff. I just thought, I'm not going through that. What am I complaining about? I just have me. So, we're just trying to, be positive, and we started doing heaps of good things, and just trying to uplift. People would come to see me at the visit center and be like, "Bro, we come here to try and uplift you, and you're uplifting me." And I was like, "That's just how I want to be." Like I don't want to be that fellow that's always angry or upset. Like I put myself in here, so you got to be accountable for your actions to an extent too.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. So how was it for you, man? Like sort of in the lead up to getting sentenced and that whole process for you and things like that. Like how was that on the mind, and how was the result at court? And
Well, I remember because obviously I had some other charges prior to what happened, but I obviously didn't go to jail, so I didn't look into it too far. Whether it's yourself, you'd been in for a while at that time, and you'd read many people's papers and charges, briefs and stuff. So you went through everything, was I just sort of skimmed through. And I was like, oh, I'll probably get 3 years on top, 18 months on the bottom. I was like, I'll probably stay here, blah, blah, blah. And you're sitting on my bed, we're having little Mio black coffees, sifting them through hair nets and stuff. Oh, bro, the times.
yeah.
And you're like, sorry, Baba, you're looking at more than that, cuz. And you're cracking up as we're fucking popping a couple of Traminols, and I
Yeah.
and I was like, do you reckon you're like, gee, like I've fucking, you knew? And I was like, true. When I first seen this fella and you're first, like, oh, you from NZL, Moldy? And I was like, oh, the bro, solid. Because in Scarborough North, I done 3 months before that at like a normal um little induction unit. So everyone's new and everyone's a little bit flowery and that. So I was thinking, oh, this jail fucking easy, these kids are fucking seats. And then I come to Scarborough North and I was like, fuck, this is all on. Hey, all bok choys walking around with fucking blades and got the pseudos over there. And then, but like, I hadn't been exposed, so I was like, fuck, now it feels like jail. I feel like now you got to wake up at 7, get out of your bed, train, be proper. And then, my cell was the first one to be locked, and you'd come up because you were like the last one on the bottom floor, yeah, bottom tier. So you come over, gee, got in those terminals. Like, oh, you gave me my first thing at Butte, bro. You made me come when I was working in the kitchen. I just cracked the job, and it was you and somebody else,
Yeah.
and you had your spoon out, and you're like, bro, have it this way. I was like, oh yeah, you just snorted. Oh yeah, and you feel into that? Nah. So I was going to work too. Set me up, bro. Went there, was starting the dishes. Bro, I was doing the dishes, G. My whole head was spinning, bro. My guts felt like I was really sick. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Came back to the unit. You like my ring in the toilet. You're like, fuck me, man, G. I was like, fuck. You couldn't see the whole night. I was just sitting there buzzing, G.
Like I remember when I come back here, I was shocked, bro, that because one of the boys actually said that you had got that. They were like, one of the boys was like, oh, Myles just came back from Australia, and I was like, which Myles? Because I was assuming that you were going to be doing ages, bro. I thought you were going to be doing a lot longer, bro. So when the bro said that you had come back, I was like, which Myles are you talking about? Like Myles Gibbons, you know what I mean? Like, and then I was like, nah, I doubt it, you know what I mean? I doubt that he's back. But then I saw you on Facebook and I was like, oh, he is back, you know what I mean? I was just like, I was wrapped for you, you know what I mean? So like, how did it go for you, man? So obviously doing your time and things like that, like obviously you kept pretty under the radar and things like that. So, I mean, how was it for you sort of finishing your time and then ending up coming back to New Zealand? How did that all go?
Oh, look, I had one really good friend, the bro Tums, and he was supportive as, and gave me a room to stay in. Even though I still paid board, it was like living with a bro that I've been bros with most of my life. We're really close. Was like, I think it helped me develop and just relax. And he's been inside. He just got out of being inside. He was on home D, so we're training. It was like being inside but coming outside, but having the same routine. So because we were so routine, that was quite good for me. But I've got I've got my nan and stuff here. I've got I do have family, but in terms of being supportive, everyone's got their family doing their own thing. I mean, in terms of people being there for me or helping me, it was very lonely for me too, bro. And it was quite hard because my family will move to Melbourne besides my sister living there, and seeing them twice a week to see nobody. And then thinking that I was letting them down and not being there, and then it was hard to keep in contact with them because I didn't want to be on the phone all the time. I was sick of being on the phone, bro. Like, all we did was make phone calls on side too. I just wanted to be out and just see people. And then my thing was, I thought I'll see them sooner than I did, but then realizing I couldn't get back, I couldn't apply for a visa, and then they can't just come over willy nilly because it's expensive. And COVID happened, so yeah.
I mean, so coming back from Australia and then entering here in New Zealand, so what did you get up to, man? Because you do sort of get into the social media stuff a bit there, man, like doing videos and then going on to the coffee cart and things like that. So how did that sort of all go?
Oh, that was cool, bro. It was buzzy at first. I was thinking, how's this even happening? Like, I think I had 3,000 followers when I first got back from being in Melbourne, and then, doing videos with the Cuddy Tricks and the Bro Time and that, and a few other friends, just the norms. Done a couple of cool, videos with a few of the bros, and just watching the followers, like even though I know 10,000 followers isn't much to anybody else, but when you first get out and you've now got this platform, and then
Yeah.
I went to a festival with Teddy White, and he goes, "Gee, when you see fellas are gonna say your name and stuff," and I was like, "Cut, bro. Yeah. They only know me because of you." And then when fellas are asking for photos or trying to do the glasses thing I used to do, I was like, fuck, I was thinking, is this fucking happening, bro? Like, what's going on? I hadn't been out for too long. I was thinking, this is buzzy.
Bro, you
Um,
definitely well, obviously, because obviously you had your son and things like that. But I mean, you definitely had the potential to keep blowing up on social media if you had kept really going. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
sometimes I feel like a bit of a useless cat. Even the bro pictures, bro, make a TikTok, do this little funny, impersonations you do, bro. Cats
yeah.
love that. I think when I got my coffee cart and I was doing training with Flight Mojo, I was like, have you done any training before? I said, yeah, once. They said, where? I said, oh, in Aussie. I didn't want to say, oh, when I was inside, they were thinking, hey, this can. Um, yeah, bro, so I done some training. I just winged it, bro. Like, I remember the first day I opened, I was nervous as, bro. Like, just winged it, bro. I remember going to open the front, so you'd open the two little latches and push it out, and it would open itself up. And I was like, I must have just stood there for like 15 minutes. I felt like it was a whole week. I was just thinking, like, come on, bro, stop bucking. You can do it. And I was thinking, what about if I fuck up people's coffees in there? I open it up and then people are coming up, and I actually loved it, bro. Conversating,
Yeah.
relationships. I've always loved that sort of stuff. So it was cool.
Well, bro, what was it like when little Zeke was born, bro? And when you found out about you're having a son and all of that, bro? How was that?
Just an experience, eh? Like the pregnancy was quite hard because we just got our first place together, and and we had to move back here just before the lockdown, and we went into lockdown with no internet, no furniture. I got some couch from Upper Hut, which is like half an hour from where I live, and I looked good in the picture. Got there, it was a doll couch, had no legs, so I had to go home, water blast it, scrub it up. She's, princess from Aussie. She's like, I'm not sitting on that. I'm like, babe, I'll make it look mean. And then she'd sit down, bro, being happy and so obviously the first trimester, you're quite sick in that. I would go to sit down, G being heavier, so I would sit down there with like a turntable. The whole thing would like rotate out. Then she'd be this way, G, but the TV's over there. And she was hating it, bro. And I was just thinking, what is this? um, so we done it rockers, bro, and then that was really challenging. Then we had our boy, and obviously everything changed from there. And it's hard to explain it. Like I think I don't know what I was doing before that. Even though I might have been doing a bit of work here and there, whatever. I just think I had so much time. I could have been doing more things. And now that I've got him, my life's way more structured. I'm trying to achieve more things and do more things to better his chances and just give him the lifestyle that he deserves.
How was it for you, man, coming back and sort of staying away from that easy money, bro? And because obviously, you had all the avenues coming back to want if you wanted to take that path, you could have quite easily done that. So how was that sort of how was that battle for you?
Um, I, the anxiety that it used to give me, bro. I used to be able to roll around with a key in the boot or whatever, half a key, anything. I stood at a hotel just banging out whatever, just didn't have a care in the world. I didn't even flinch of cops drive past and cook there like rats. Whereas now, bro, it's hard to explain. Like it really affected me in that way. I think maybe because the way I got arrested too, and what I'd seen my sister go through, watching it, she had to watch me getting my head kicked in and that, and I never wanted to go for that again. So, um, but yeah, it was hard. But I don't know, bro. I just think I deserve more, and I owe my family and friends more. Everyone that supported me, I just thought I know I can do better. I want to do better, and I think I also come back here and seen some of my family members that are really affected by the stuff. And I'll always love everyone in my family, but I've had to distance myself, and I can't be around people because obviously we know the traits and the little signs to show you what they're up to, and they're trying to tell you they're not up to things, and I hate being around cook behavior now. So it's yeah, just all those sorts of things, and just seeing what it does to people. I just at that back in those days, I never would have seen it for that. Whereas now, I just realize like it does destroy homes. It does destroy kids' upbringings. Kids are being left and not fed for weeks. And, whether people like to accept it or not, that's the reality of it. So, you know, whether you're selling minuscule or an X amount, like it's all doing the same thing. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I,
exactly,
I,
bro.
I enjoy working now. I enjoy being in the corporate world. Plus, I just got a bit of a promotion to an account manager, so that felt pretty cool. But also, like building relationships and getting deals, and then whether your commissions small or big, but when you're getting 5 or 10 deals at a time, and then the next month or two, it's coming with your paycheck. It's like this money wasn't even that hard to get, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm having coffee or lunch with these people, and the people that I like to be around, and it's like, and you get to wear suits. I'm thinking, fuck, why was I doing this 10 years ago? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Oh
Yeah,
man, I'm
bro.
so proud of you, man. And bro, like you said, man, like the reality is, bro, a lot of people deal drugs and things like that because they feel it's like they're living outside of the system and things like that. But bro,
Very true.
when you're poisoning the community and poisoning people and breaking up families apart with those drugs, you're a bigger part of the system, mate. You know what I mean? Like you're an even bigger part of the people in power, and that you're still a part of their system, even more so. You know what I mean? To me, the biggest middle finger that you could give to the system is getting healthy. You know what I mean? Getting the people around you healthy. You know what I mean? That's the biggest middle finger nowadays that you can give to society, man, is breaking down wars and bringing people together. You know, that's the best way to be nowadays, you know?
Amen, brother. Amen. 100%. Proving them wrong. Hey, breaking those
Yeah.
generational cycles. Everyone just, if you look at the statistics, I guess 90% probably reoffend. They go back in, and for the 10% of us doing the right thing, and we'll try and do the right thing and trying to set example and show that we can all do the same thing. I mean, if I was 3 years ago inside making $50 a week being a gym builder or a peer rep, whatever I was. And now doing what I'm doing, I'm sure anyone can do it. And I'm still not making massive amounts of money. I'm still on a very small scale, but to me, I'm making massive amounts because I guess I'm making massive inroads and doing things that I've always wanted to do, but didn't back myself. And then now that I've done it, I'm like, okay, cool. I can see where things are heading or where I can go now. When in a few years' time, it'll all be worth it. So yeah, it's just a massive learning process, isn't it, bro? It's just a massive learning curve, bro.
Well, I mean, so you were doing the for the bro things as well, you know. So you were doing mentoring and
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that
yeah.
here on the outside. So how was that for you, man? You know, because you were getting people down and sort of speaking to the youth
Bro,
and things like that. So how was that?
me and the bro Dallas, who I run the group with, we wanted that to be our sole income. We wanted to give that everything. At that point in time, we were giving up a day to prepare, obviously the night to run the group. Then we'd do another day to reflect. We documented, we had spreadsheets. We were doing everything to the T. But it was just hard, bro, because there was a lot of time away from our families, and especially me having my boy. And at that time, I had a bit more free reign because I was looking after son full time. Em was working, so she could have Zeke that night, or I could take him with me. So it was a bit easier to do all the communicating. Whereas now, I'm way too busy for that. As much as I want to continue doing it, we apply for a lot of funding apps, bro. No one wants to fund it here, although we can show them the statistics and how much we're helping all these young men. And I miss the group. I need the group for myself sometimes,
Yeah,
and I
bro.
tell the boys that, bro, and it was beautiful to have that space of men to open up, and especially with the Rangatahi, bro, that they need that the most. But when you just keep getting dicked around and promised money that doesn't come through and stuff like that, and then we did have a space and we needed to start paying for it again. It was a lot of outgoings, and it was hard.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man, because I know that you were you were touching a lot of lives there. And I'm sure you are still now, but that's the reality. It's hard for a lot of groups, man, out here. It's hard for people to get funding, and even though God knows this country needs it, you know what I mean. But
Ah,
it's very hard at the moment, and because of the price of things, and the price of living just seems to keep going up, and it doesn't look like it's going to be going down this year. So unfortunately, people got to survive out here. People got to survive. But I mean, if it's God's will, I'm sure you'll be back doing that. In time. But
well, like you say, I've actually met because I've met people through my job now who have youth groups, but they've been funded and they've got it all sorted.
oh,
And
real?
now I've got the opportunity now for them to help me with my funding through their avenues and what they can do. But again, like we will readdress it. But right now, it's just yeah, like you're saying, living's hard. We've got so many outgoings, and we're trying to open him a new salon and whatnot. So apply for my visa and all that sort of thing. So it's everything's sort of tied up, bro. So it's like you said, it's so hard to get ahead here, bro. And everything's so expensive. It's just fucking crazy, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it, bro? Like sometimes I see
Yeah.
people, with big families, and then I'm just like, man, how are you surviving at the moment? You know what I mean? Like,
And they've all got fresh kicks on and all nice gears. It's
yeah,
like, hey,
exactly,
mum
bro.
and dad must be CEOs.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. Well, look, man, I
uh,
mean, bro, like, so what is the future looking like, man? What is the future looking like for you out there?
I mean, I, and at the moment, all my eggs are in one basket. Like I was speaking with you, bro, about our visa situation. So I'm really focused in on that at the moment. I do want to get my family back to Australia. Having my immediate family there, Emily's immediate family, nieces, nephews, cousins that Zig's on the way that he hasn't met, and mine. And it's just like, Emily's, yeah, like she left everything to come here for me. I would love to be able to return the favor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care if I was over there packing boxes, bro. Like just to be able to fulfill that. I haven't even met her parents before. So there's a lot
Oh,
of things that
wow.
yeah, bro, and yeah, there's a few other things that I can't touch on, but yeah, people are going through things over there, and you obviously want to be around them. But she's here with her family, bro, so she's been really staunch and doing the right thing by us. So I'd love to return the favor, and but yeah, other than that, bro, just grinding, bro, just work, focusing on my son, always trying to better myself, training, staying healthy, um, and yeah, just chipping away, bro.
Nice, bro. Nice. Well, look, man, we're sort of coming to the end here, my brother. And man, it's always a good yarn with you, bro. And I'm so proud of you, man. And proud of us, mate. You know what I mean? Proud of us
Proud of,
for
oh,
for what we've achieved, man, since coming back here. And we're definitely, with people like Mark as well, and a couple of the other boys I've had on the show, we're definitely paving the way, man. And we definitely got some things in the works, bro, like some sort of at some point do some sort of touring here in New Zealand, bro, and do a few talks and things like that, bro. And so I'll
of course.
definitely keep you up to date with that. And you know uh yeah, just do a few talks and things like that. And I'm sure people will come and sort of share our stories and what we've been able to accomplish. And I think going back to Australia, bro, is definitely a strong go. We've if you can prove that you can be an asset to the community and things like that, and that you have changed for the better, I definitely think that that's that light in the darkness a lot of people coming back from Australia need. So I definitely think our futures are looking bright, man. And we just keep chipping away, like you said, man. Like, look, bro, do you have any sort of messages that you'd like to put out there, bro, before we wrap this up?
I just want to touch on how proud I am of you too, brother. I remember the first phone call I got from you, and if we could have had that recorded to the conversating now, like we wouldn't even sound like the same people. Not to mention, we both sounded way more Aussie. It gives to know, but
Yeah, I
like
know.
mine comes back now and again. Sometimes I miss it. I want to go over there for a bit so I can bring it back.
Yeah,
But
I know.
nah,
I bet
bro, really proud.
when I first came back from Oz, like my family always used to beg me because I had the mad Aussie slang and the twang. I lost
Yeah.
it now. I lost it now pretty much. But yeah, I remember when I came back though, I had the full Aussie slang and everything. But yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm not real proud, brother. And I would love to be a part of any of those talks and chats, bro. So you and Mark just let me know, bro. And we are trying to do our thing, and it's not and it's not coming from a bad place or anything like that, bro. It's just we just want to help the boys see that there's another light and there's another way, and we can all do the same thing, and females. But hopefully, if we can proceed to do what we're trying to achieve and get back there, bro, it'll give the boys more hope and incentive to do better and do the same thing. And any messages out there, bro, just I don't know, just hopefully that they can see the conversations that you're showing through a lot of the boys on here. Really proud to see all the other boys, getting on here that have been through a year to 20 years and more, and all these, these crazy stories you never normally hear about. So it's awesome to see a platform they get to share as well as me. And hopefully it can shed a bit of light on why know all this rap music or this drill that's out is not what it's made out to be. And this is really what happens. It's not glamorous, and it might be cool for a minute, but until you're in there and all the money you've saved is for your lawyer fees or helping your family out, and you come back with nothing. I mean, it's not really that, it's not what it's made out to be, bro. So stay at school, get an education, do well, make your parents happy, and stay away from drugs, mate.
100%, bro. Wise words from a very wise man. Again,
The
bro.
only thing wise about me is I'm losing my hair, brother. Fuck, that's a bit of AJ. That's knowledge, cuz straight up.
Well, back when we came from Aussie, not only we had the slang, we had the mullets and things
Tails.
like that. Man, I had the mad mullet when I came back, bro. Like back to my bloody lower back, bro. But I ended up chopping that off, and
yours was tough. I was like, don't cut it off. You're like, I've cut it off. I was like, bro, I used to do your sides.
Yeah, man. Oh man, look, bro.
Mad.
Yeah, always a pleasure, my bro. And I'll leave the brothers' links in the description as well if you want to reach out and things like that. I'll leave his links to his Instagram and that, so definitely go check him out. But 100%. Bro, again, man, thanks you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to make an appearance, bro. And again, this guy was one of my very first guests. And I remember when I asked you, this guy just jumped straight on, no hesitation. And I really appreciated that, brother, at the time, and it's definitely grown a bit since then, you know what I mean? But you were definitely one of those first seeds, mate, that I planted. So you always got a place in my heart for that, my brother.
No, always, brother. You've always had a place of mine, and it was a privilege that you reached out to me. And even now, a lot of my bros around here, they're always like, "Oh, see me on David B to the Felon Show," and yeah, so many people have asked me about it or said, "Bro, I'm loving all of his things." And even some of the boys in Aussie, I'm like, "This is so cool to see, bro." Like from where we went from when you first started to now, it's awesome to see where you've come, bro. And just keep doing your thing, cuz obviously it's making a difference out there, bro. So yeah.
It's
awesome
all about backing yourself, eh? Just back
right,
yourself.
believing in yourself, cuz.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
all you
100%.
need, mate. If you can believe in yourself, mate, you'll make it happen.
That's it. Don't worry about nobody else. 100%.
All right, man. Well, look, brother, I love you, man, and we definitely got to catch up in person soon, man. It was good the last time I seen you down there at Welly Ways, so definitely on the cards again, my bro. But until then, nothing but love and respect, my bro.
Always love and respect, my bro. You got to catch up soon, my man. Thanks for having me on, cuz.
Much love.
My man.